Hello! Today I'm going to be looking at Visual Basic, and not only that, I'm going to be looking at some old programs I made well over 25 years ago at this point. To get started, we need to install Visual Basic, which I've already downloaded from the website shown below. So to do that, we need... So here's a problem. These are the disk's images, not the actual disks. Okay, let's figure this out. Okay, this is actually a lot easier than I thought it would be. Thanks to 7-zip, you can actually just double-click on these and it'll extract it. Okay, restarted DOSBox. See if it can... now they show up. So that's strange. I think that with DOSBox you could just update files, but apparently it won't let you do that. So what we're looking for here is setup.exe. And we could just do it, kind of the old school way where you do file, run, browse. This is kind of the instructions they would give you. You type in like a setup, but since we're installing it from disk, we're going to do it this way. And here we go. Version 3.0. It's so simple. I always loved these gradient backgrounds. And what's cool is they only had 16 colors, or it was designed for only 16 colors, so what they did was this fancy dithering to kind of blend in. But enough about that. Let's say Doppler effect. Well, that wouldn't make sense. That's not my company. I don't have a company. Continue. And I don't think I've used that name yet, so... Actually, let's make this a little more organized, because I may want to look at some other tools in the future, so we'll just call it dev. Not dev for device, but dev for development. So, yeah, I guess that's also confusing. Create directory. Oh my gosh, 12.5 megabytes of disk space. That's like nothing today, but if I think back, like the hard drive I originally installed this on only had a 200 megabyte hard drive. And I don't think that was actual 200 megabytes. I think that was a like a double space disk, so it was probably less than that. Oh, we can customize. I don't think I'll use this, but yeah. So OLE is cool. That's like being able to copy paste between applications. Oh, the icon libraries were so much fun. That's a lot of space though, but we should be good. So let's go ahead and include that. Sample applications and learning. Yes, I want to learn this again. And this just installs way too fast on this modern computer. File sharing and locking. Interesting. Okay. Oh, we can run without restarting. That's cool. Here it is. So let's minimize this. And here's our project. So this is just kind of a basic, I guess they called this WYSIWYG Editor. You could just put in controls and have little scripts attached to them. So you can make like a terrible text entry. We have buttons. You can list the drive, so you can manipulate files from here. It's very cool. Lots of very fun things. So I had this when I was just a kid. I don't even think I was in high school. I don't even remember like where we bought this. I want to say Costco, but I'm not sure. But when I saw it, so this was a problem. Like when you went from a Commodore 64 where you had built-in BASIC to a Windows PC, which basically only had QBasic, and it was not that great. I mean, it's great, but there wasn't as much you could do, and you felt kind of left behind because you can't make Windows applications. So having this was just really nice, because you could make like a real looking Windows application. So how do we do pictures? So I think you have to, yeah, you have to select the picture file, and I don't remember if it embedded it into the application or how it worked. But yeah, this is the fun thing about this, is that it came with all these icons, which were nice to help you develop your application. Oh, interesting. They have Mac icons. Huh. Look at that. Oh, that did not work. Ah, stretch equals true. So yeah, that's kind of just intro to that. So one thing I wanted to do is I created a lot of dinky little programs when I was a kid, and I've saved them. I never delete anything, so I basically have like every program I've ever written at home. So we're going to try looking at a few of these and see like how terrible of a programmer I was, or maybe it was okay. Okay, we restart DOSBox. I'm not sure why I have to keep doing that. But okay, so here's all my projects, and I think these are the folder names for when I originally archived them. But okay, so in theory, I should be able to just open up actually, which was the file for it? Was it this FRM? Oh, you know what? These may have been made on a newer version of Visual Basic. Okay, let's try this one. Let me just make some of these windows smaller. Get rid of the clutter. Nice. So the story behind this was we had one of those little handheld electronic games, a little poker game, and I was like, oh, this thing's fun. Hey, I wonder if I could make a Visual Basic version of this. So let's see if this works. Okay, so you have the little symbols. Wait, is this poker? Did I win? I guess you want to hold good cards, right? Oh, okay, see it recognized. 3 of a kind. And I got more points. Nice. I don't know what these do. What is this? Oh, that's weird. I don't remember doing that. So I guess... Oh, I see. So this was so you could debug it. 8, 9, 10. Okay, so it maps 11 to Jack, and 12 to Queen, and 13 to King. And then 14 is just 14. Yeah, okay. And then, okay, so I have to deal. Okay, that's correct. Nice. So this is actually usable. I'm surprised. So what's the date on this one? I'm just going to look to see when I wrote this. And actually, it says, okay, so it says 1996. I don't know if that's correct. That would make this almost 25 years old. I guess I was a teenager then. Yeah, so one thing about this, can it ever do 2 of the same card? Was I smart enough to pull these from a bin, from a collection of cards versus just randomly generating them? And yeah, it detects, it looks like it detects every combination, so that's pretty good. Huh, okay, let's look at the source code to this. Okay, so I do have a deck of cards. Looks like it's a two-dimensional array. Okay, so actually I kept it as 1 to 13, so 52 cards. Okay, that's pretty simple. And then there should be some procedures here. Okay, so must be how I detect whether or not it's already in the deck. So it's false, then exit do. Okay. So it keeps track of so this is a mapping from the hand type to how much you would add to your score. And then hand value. Oh gosh, this code is so messy. So it's kind of, I'll be honest, this is kind of brute force testing all the cards. Oh, that's a long line of code. Interesting. Wow, I didn't realize that it was this involved. Apparently it worked, right? Like, it seemed to be working. And then there's a function to actually randomize the deck. Okay. Okay, very cool. So I think this is just keeping track of what cards are in the deck. Now, this is kind of inefficient, right? So I guess it's fine because it's only for 5 cards. So the odds of this thing looping a lot of times is pretty low. Oh, so shuffle doesn't really do anything but just deletes the deck, and that probably forces it to get regenerated. Very cool. Yeah, I had no idea. So yeah, this was just like when I moved on from the Commodore 64 to Visual Basic, like there was so much more I could do. Like I felt more motivated because you had like all these cool graphics that you could do. But yeah, very cool. So let's look at another one. So I think the reason that Bubble Game didn't work is I think I wrote that one later, and I think I wrote it in I think I wrote it in a newer version of Visual Basic, so it doesn't have these project make files. It only has the forms. But there are executables, so maybe we can try running that. Nope. Yeah, so this is the other thing with Visual Basic is you needed the Visual Basic runtime to go with the program, otherwise it would not work. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so I created like some masks. Nice. So these are like some of the resources. Okay, this sound effect, I'm pretty sure, was my friend in high school. Okay, ready?
Owie!
Yes, yes.
Owie!
I'm gonna have to use that in if I ever become an indie game developer. I have to use that in one of my other games. Yeah, VBP files. I believe that is a different version of Visual Basic. Yeah, because it's only going to open the make files. Okay, so we have other C. Okay, so I think these are maybe some of the more earlier programs I wrote. So let's look at these ones in the other folder. So there's an alarm clock. Yes, this is. Okay, cool. So you can change sounds. You can change the time. Okay, so very basic. In fact, I bet you this was like part of one of the example applications that came with it. No, that doesn't have a makefile. Oh, I have all these makefiles in here too. That's interesting. TrashMac, what is this? What? What is this? What is that? It's a lemming. That's amazing. Okay. Okay, that's just the alphabet. So I think this is like something super early. Oh, let's ask, what is this? Okay. Okay. Yeah, this is something I think I had when I first installed Visual Basic, because I just wanted to play with the icons, because I just love the art on these. Yes! Look at the title bar change. Oh, and he gets happier. All right, yes. So apparently I did not like Max. Click on this. Oh, it's annoying. It just moves around. That is something you could do. Why did you do that? I don't know. I undid it. Okay, Doodle. Okay, so this is just... Oh, okay, it changes color. Yeah, this is just me probably just testing all these various things you could do. Okay, the banana turned into a toilet. I don't understand that. Ah, yes, okay, so we can put the computers in the toilet. I'm more impressed than what I was remembering from this. I don't know why I hated Mac so much. I guess just because I didn't have one. Let's look at another project. Wave player. That's not going to be too interesting. Yeah. Boring. What's setup? Oh, interesting. Oh, I think I remember what this was. So, like, I guess I developed my own typing program, but it was a DOS program. Or was it a DOS program? Yeah, I can't remember, but I created a Windows installer for it. Okay, anything named haha we have to open. Hello? Oh, okay, that's fun. Change the font. Yeah, I just always loved the idea of just taking something simple and adding some random effect to it. Let's do this. Nice. I'm going to have to use this somewhere. This is definitely a usable tool 25 years later. Ah, cute. So think this is probably the basis for one of the other games I made, and this was just a test of how you would do the animation for that. And see, it even respects the window being resized. Yeah, some of these projects are broken, for sure. What is wow? Okay. That's cool, I guess. So this would probably look better if I switched it to a high color mode or a true color mode. So I think it's just cycling through some colors. Huh. Very basic. Like I said, most of these exact things I wrote I think were very basic. It was very hard for me to concentrate on something of like a lot of complexity before getting bored and moving on to something else. That's still kind of a problem for me. So yeah, I think that's about it as far as this folder. And again, I think some of these are different versions of Visual Basic, and I can look at that in the future if people are interested. Oh, we have to look at screensavers. If I made a screensaver, let's look at two of these here. Yes, your classic, just lines, different colors, random positions. I think the reason I made this in Visual Basic was because this is a very simple program I wrote on the Apple II that did kind of the same exact thing. And I think it is actually set up that once this is compiled, it'll work as a Windows screensaver. Yeah, see, there's a even a little demo. I don't know how to run that though. Okay, let's look at the other one. So there's screen save 2. Oh, I can't move my mouse. This one's a little more artful. Does that get... Okay, something's weird with initialization. I guess it's kind of like a spiral graph. Yeah. It's kind of random, though. I'm guessing after a few iterations, it will move to another location of the screen and draw something else. Yeah. That's pretty cool. Whatever. Nice. Okay, screensavers are always cool. Is there anything else here? Yeah, see, VB run 400, so I definitely had... And I'm trying to think, I think it may have been in the Windows 95 era where I eventually upgraded to VB, Visual Basic 4, but I definitely had Visual Basic 3. So yeah, at some point I'll have to go back through and look at the these other projects that are VB4 projects. Did I do thing? No. That's broken. So yeah, Visual Basic was a great way to learn how to program as a kid. I guess I was in high school at this point. If you started out in Commodore 64 Basic or QBasic, switching into this was like very natural transition. I did eventually get to learn C. No, it wasn't C. It was Pascal, Borland Pascal, which actually helped me learn C later because it was very similar. And eventually I want to go through some of those programs. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. Just a trip down memory lane for me. Just getting old and looking back at history at some of the things I've done. Hope you enjoyed.